Today I'm going to review the field boots that I've been using this season, which are these Mongrel high leg steel caps. We'll look at them brand new out of the box and after a season in the field. Since I use a GPS to track all my movements, I know that these have done roughly 500 kilometres. On rough country, that's about all I usually get out of a set of boots. And these have survived remarkably well. Full disclosure here, these were given to me by a mine site that I was working on because I don't usually wear steel caps. I find them a bit heavy in the field, but these have proven remarkably good and I got to give them a tick of approval. But it's my opinion and I don't have any deal with Mongrel, so you can take it or leave it. Now there's two models of this boot. The one I've been using here has this Cordura top on it. The other one's leather all the way to the top and has a plastic scuff cap on the end. That conforms to a slightly higher Australian standard, but I find these are plenty in the field for general mapping work. They have a zip-up side with a clip on the top to hold it closed, and they've gone for a nylon coil type zip rather than the usual chunky moulded zip. They have a bit smoother action, I find, and they flex a bit better, so that's a little bit more comfortable. They are a bit more prone to wear because they have stitching out on the outer face there, but the one I'm using survived. They also have triple stitching on all of the seams down near the bottom of the boot, and that's pretty important, but I still found that this bit here and this bit here are the first places to fail. They come with an orthotic insert, which adds another layer of comfort, and a bit of extra arch support in here. Frankly, I found that a little bit too high when I first started, and it took a while to get used to it. But after I did, I find that gives you a much better level of comfort after a very long day in the field. So net, they're probably a good thing. They use soles with a foam core inside it, and it's about the right balance between stiffness and protection for your feet with comfort. Eventually the sole will wear down to the foam and that's about it for the boot. But it lasted about the same as the rest of the boot, so they seem to have that nicely balanced and they're comfortable. As I said, these are steel cap and I found that cap not too heavy, and most importantly the back of the cap didn't dig into my foot when I bend it over like that. So that's nice and comfortable. And secondly, one of the places boots very often fail for me is this front seam, because that sole part there very often peels away because when you scuff your foot on rocks like that, the seal just comes undone. These ones didn't do that, so that's a tick of approval. So let's have a look at the ones that have done the hard yards in the field. Part of the reason I like that high leg thing, apart from the extra protection to your ankles, is that there's a good overlap between the boot and the gaiters. And that stops any grass seeds and other nasties getting inside your boots. It also means I don't have to use the strap underneath my boot to hold the gaiters down. I find those are a bit dangerous because every now and then that strap will catch on a piece of the outcrop and trip you up. So that button clip's still working fine. The zip action's still smooth. It's taken a little bit of wear here on top of there where the stitching holds the zip in place, but yeah, it's probably going to survive for a few more months. Where it has failed is down here, and that's where my boots usually fail, either there or around the toe there. That's because when you're sliding down rock faces or on really rough ground, it's this area here that takes all the punishment. If the Mongrel designers really wanted to improve durability, then the best thing to do would be to move these seams here away somewhere else and just have a plain piece of leather on this instep area. There's a little bit of wear on the laces there, but again, that's going to outlast the rest of the boot. On the sole, you can see we're worn through to the foam inside there, and that's going to fail pretty soon. But look, it's survived about the same length of time as the rest of the boot, and there's still plenty of tread pattern left there, so I think they've got a good balance here between durability and comfort. So there's a fair bit of personal preference involved for geologists selecting field boots, but at the end of the day you basically want a balance between comfort and durability. Mongrel seem to have that balance about right with these. Maybe they can improve things a little bit by moving those seams away from there and putting a plain piece of leather on the instep. You might get a few more months out of them that way. But the bottom line is they've gone the distance, and I'll be using a set of these for next field season. On top of that, they've got that steel cap, so if I ever have to work in a mine area, I can just step straight into the same boots.